Here's a key verse. I think in so many ways this sums up what is the book of Acts about. Acts chapter 1, verse 8. This is Jesus speaking to the disciples before he ascends to heaven. You will receive power when the Holy Spirit comes on you, and you will be my witnesses in Jerusalem and in all Judea and Samaria and to the ends of the earth. And I've highlighted what I see as the key words or phrases in that. You'll receive power when the Holy Spirit comes. You know, the book of Acts, like I said, is really the book of the Holy Spirit. You know, it's the Acts of the Apostles, but it's the Acts of the Holy Spirit through the Apostles. He is the hero of this book. As the hero, the Holy Spirit always wants to point us towards Jesus, but he is the central figure. It's not really about Peter or even about Paul, even though they seem to be the central human figures at different times. Really, it's the story of God. It's the story of what the Holy Spirit is doing. And he empowers us, the Spirit empowers us to be witnesses to Jesus, to testify, to tell and demonstrate who Jesus is and what he's done. So that's key in it. The Spirit empowers us to witness. And then Jesus gave this specific geographical context. You will be my witnesses, he says to the early church, in Jerusalem, so the capital city of Judea, the center of Jewish life, you know, where Jesus has been crucified. Then in all Judea and Samaria, which is, you know, the nation that they're part of. And I think we've talked in the past about how, you know, the Samaritans are despised by the Jews. A lot of people have used this, and I like this actually. A lot of churches use mission statements that came out of Acts 1:8 several years ago. This used to be all the rage, and people said you need to work out your Jerusalem, your local context that you're trying to reach to, your Judea, which is, you know, your home culture, and then your Samaria are the cultures that are different to you, but they're right on your doorstep. It's people describe it as being geographically close, but culturally distinct. I suppose, you know, for the UK, certainly for London context, is it the immigrant communities? We've got the whole world that has come to London, and it's an amazing opportunity to be witnesses for Jesus. And there's people that share our own culture, and maybe there are Judea, it's easier to witness, but there's people of a different culture, but we also want to reach out to all these people, and they therefore are Samaria. So the gospel will spread from Jerusalem to Judea and Samaria, and then to the ends of the earth, to the ends of the known world, and that was the Mediterranean world in this time. And so the book of Acts is structured very carefully to mirror that progression. And here, these aren't my diagrams, I've lifted these off the internet, but you can see how people have expressed it in almost waves of expansion. Chapters 1 to 7 are more talking about what's going on in Jerusalem. And then we see the expansion to Judea and Samaria. And then to the ends of the earth is that some of Paul's missionary journeys. It's very significant that the book ends in Rome, which is, in many ways, it was the center of, I suppose, that Mediterranean world. It was the center of the empire. And so for them, clearly, there is this logical conclusion that now the gospel has reached the ends of the earth, being the capital of this military power that is dominating the whole world. The gospel has even reached there to Rome. So although in some ways Rome was the center of the world, it's described in gospel terms almost as the ends of the earth. If it has reached there, wow, my goodness, yes, that's what we want to see, the gospel impacting all of these different cultures. And I think so that would probably have been a natural way for the early church readers to have understood that kind of this chapter of the story is closing. Yes, it's reached the ends of the earth when it's reached Rome.